Okay, everybody, welcome to Who's Your Band podcast. We are glad to be back here. How are you, Sean?
Fantastic, buddy. How are you?
I'm fantastic too. I'm fantastic because I'm happy with our guest today. We got the great Joey G. Joe Gannascoli. How are you, sir?
What's going on, guys?
Joey G, chef, actor. Come on, man. How is life treating you? You're making through this? You're doing all right?
I'm hanging in there. You know, I keep busy with delivering my stuff, so at least I'm out.
Okay. And quick question. First, what we do on this show is we usually talk music. We'd like to get people's backgrounds a little bit. Where did you grow up, Joe?
Brooklyn.
What part?
Gravesend and then Bay Ridge mostly. I had restaurants in Bay Ridge.
Oh, also Bay Ridge, Gravesend area. You know where Avenue X and 86th Street kind of come together?
Sure, that's right by L&B.
That's exactly right. Okay, so we're basically from around the same neighborhood. And you were a chef before you were an actor, huh?
Yeah, I lived in New Orleans, cooked in L.A. while I was pursuing acting, and I started in Manhattan and then had restaurants in Brooklyn.
Where did you go to culinary school, or was it something that you picked up around the house like your mom and grandmother?
Nah, I'm self-taught, but I didn't pick anything up around the house. They weren't. We didn't come from a big cooking family with big family meals.
You did or didn't?
Didn't.
You didn't. Okay. And what are the names of your restaurants in Bay Ridge? Because I'm also a big Bay Ridge guy. We're there a lot.
101.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Yeah, 4th Avenue, 101st. Then I had a soup restaurant called Soup as Art. I had a lounge called the Blue Zoo Lounge. I bounced. I had a few things going.
And how'd you make the transition from being a chef to actor?
I was a degenerate gambler, and I gambled my restaurant away and moved to LA to pursue acting.
At least he's honest.
What was the bet that put you over the edge?
That's a good one. Sunday Night Football, 1990. I lost my first 2 games. Back then, there wasn't like a million games on, so you had to go what was on TV. So it was a Giant loss, 15,000. A Jet loss, another 15,000. And I doubled it up and bet the 30 on the Houston Oilers, Pittsburgh Steelers. And everybody was resting their starters. And I thought Pittsburgh had the #1 defense, and Houston crushed them with a backup quarterback.
Who was it? Cody
Carson
back then. That's right. I remember those days.
Very good.
Yeah. Anytime you start going with like the end of the season and you're playing backups, the first game of the year, last game of the year are the toughest games to bet.
Yeah, I didn't realize that they'd be resting their starters for the playoffs. So Pittsburgh had #1 defense. And I guess Warren Moon was resting. The Oilers were resting Warren Moon.
Right.
But, I took Pittsburgh, and 4 days later, I was in L.A. I cashed out, and I
did that one time in Vegas. I bet like $30 on the friggin' Patriots. And I was screaming and moaning because I lost $30. And the guy next to me put his hand on my shoulder and goes, "Asshole, I lost 80 grand. All right.
I wish that would have been me.
So you go out to LA, and do you remember the first break you got, first acting role you were in?
Yeah. Money for Nothing. That's where I met Benicio del Toro, and that's where he helped me get started. Tell you the truth.
How'd you meet him?
On the movie Money for Nothing. It's true story.
You went in, you auditioned, and got the role?
I got a role, and it was just a day player, but they flew me to Pittsburgh, which was pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. And then you wound up being in a couple of movies that I love, man. You were in Ed Wood.
Yeah, I had a scene with Johnny Depp. That was cool.
You were in Basquiat. Love that movie.
That Julian Schnabel. He went to Lafayette. Great artist. Directed some films.
Brooklyn High School.
That's right.
And you were in Mickey Blue Eyes.
Mickey Blue Eyes, correct.
Right. And then, of course, had the iconic role of Vito Spatafore in The Sopranos.
Right, but as you know, my first role was a different character first
Yeah,
season.
That's right.
Episode,
You were a customer or something?
Bakery customer named Gino.
That's right. And they loved you so much and they bring you back.
Apparently.
Isn't that a great feeling?
You know what? It all worked out. I mean, I'm very lucky, very blessed. But, I made my own breaks, too. If I don't suggest making my character gay from a book I read about a mobster that was gay, we're not talking right now, I'll tell you that.
I actually did the open audition for season 3 for The Sopranos.
Oh, you went to one of those Harrison? Harrison?
In Harrison. That was the one where Johnny Sack's wife got cast.
Yeah, someone else too, but I think she was the big find. Denise Borino, rest in peace.
Well, I mean, I'm 6'3", 350. I would have been a big find too, but
yeah, that's true.
So let's. One thing I saw the other day, which I thought was really, really cool, was I saw you on Bong Appetit.
Yeah.
How interesting was that? Like, have you ever delved into cooking that way before? Or was it the first time?
Yeah, no, I don't even smoke the shit. I mean, I did when I was a kid. Like, who didn't? But everybody was blazing, and I was smoking this is my weed.
Yeah.
But my food was obviously the best you saw. But there was they gave it to the old lady, which was the grandma, which was okay.
I like the progression on that show. When you start watching the show from the beginning, everybody's all happy, and by the end of the show, they're completely baked out of their minds. A great show, man.
They were lighting it up, let me tell you.
Oh, I can imagine. Now, one thing I didn't know either, that I didn't realize that you wrote a book. I right away I thought it would be a cookbook, but it was actually a novel.
Yeah, it's a cookbook novel.
It's called what, A Meal to Die For?
A Meal to Die For, loosely based on my life, gambling chef.
We can get that on Amazon still, correct?
Yep, you can still get it on that. It came out in like 2006.
Okay.
So,
we normally talk a lot about music on the show, but I think we're going to steer the direction to a more important topic because of what's going on right now. And, as comics, we're trying to do things to raise money as well. I just did a Zoom fundraiser for a charity called Act of Kindness, where we donate gift cards to hospitals and first responders. So we sent out 5 $500 gift cards to different hospitals in Connecticut. But I want to talk about your GoFundMe right now, which is doing really well. I just checked this afternoon. You're up to $24,000 right now, which is fantastic.
Yeah, I broke the 24 mark. My goal was, when I first started, 1,000. I have a sister-in-law that works in the labor and delivery room in a hospital near me, and my niece contracted COVID, and she recovered, and she works at a hospital, not as a nurse, but the head of a department, and in the Bronx. So I wanted to get them some meals. I says, it'd be great if I could help some restaurants survive, and if I could get them food. And they were so appreciative, and word got out, and other restaurants, other hospitals started contacting me. So I kept upping the total. I went from 1,000 to 2,500 to 5 to 10 to 15. Now I'm at 25. Now it's 50 because I want to go for the month of May. And I spread it all around with all these different restaurants, and I do nursing homes, hospitals. I did one today, a new hospital. Someone got in touch with me. Post office, sanitation, police, fire departments. I say sanitation. I don't know, but I don't like saying no to anyone. And I got some sums I repeat, and I try to spread it all around, and not only do Italian but Greek, Mexican. Did a big antipasto yesterday, like $700 antipasto, breads, cheeses, meats, stromboli rolls, a chicken palm, grilled chicken, roasted chickens, mashed, roasted. I mean, forget it. It was a feast. So they went nuts.
You get me excited, just so you know. A little bit.
I hear you.
So now, who's doing all? Are you doing all the cooking, or are you outsourcing it with other?
No. I buy it from the restaurants, so I'm helping the restaurants, and I'm taking it to the
Oh, good.
To the places. Yeah.
So it's a win-win for everybody, really. You're supporting local businesses as well.
How can people get on board with this, Joe?
Well, if they go to my Twitter or my Facebook, they'll see it. I sent you the link if they want to, whatever. But it's all over my Twitter, even in my Instagram. It's my profile. I have someone donate 5,000, and people donate whatever they can, 5, 10, 20, 15, 50, 100. It varies. And money's getting a little low. I try to stretch it out. I know a lot of the restaurants, so they always do the right thing. And it's for lunch, but then hopefully the next shift gets some, and the night shift gets forgotten about. So, and then they send it to other departments. So I just want to keep going until things to sort of get back to normal a little. But I'm on a mission, and people ask me why you're doing it. My wife's a nervous wreck, because I'm exposing myself, and I say I'm doing it because I can.
Listen, that's the important thing about people in entertainment. We're trying, and listen, we're nowhere on the level that you are, but we're just trying to, in the time that we have right now, the time that we have right now, we could either be sitting on our asses doing nothing and saying, woe is me, or you can realize how grateful you really should be because, first of all, we're all healthy. And, I know that you said your niece caught it, but, we're very lucky that, just Jeff and I are alone. I mean, I know over 50 people who've caught it already. So anything that we can do at this point to just raise a little money, we're not going to fight. We're not going to find the cure. But what we can do is we can at least help people who are on the front lines at this point. And
I know three people that got it. One close friend passed. So, and you must know somebody that must have passed, right?
Absolutely.
I'm very, very blessed and lucky that the amount of people that I know who have gotten it and no one has passed away yet.
Oh, good to hear.
It's just scary because you see people who are 100 years old who are recovering, and then you see 30-year-old athletic directors who died of it. This is not something that people are. You definitely have a chance of getting it. You know what I mean? It's not it doesn't have any restrictions on it.
Yep.
Hey, what kind of cigar are you smoking, by the way?
That's what I was just going to
ask. It's a Rocky Patel, double Corona, Maduro, full-bodied.
A double Corona.
Yeah. So,
I wouldn't be bragging about that, the double Corona right now.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. Look at
that. Sean Morton.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe, what do you think happens to restaurants when things start to ease up? You think they let people back? Are they going to put in these plexiglass? What do you think happens here?
It's going to be a long time before things sort of get into even good. People aren't going to feel comfortable in restaurants, sitting next to people, being in a crowded, waiting online, outside. It's going to be hard for them. It really is. Some restaurants are not going to open up. I know some Chinese steakouts that just were strictly takeout, no dining, or very little, or a table or two. Just did pickups and deliveries. Who's going to feel comfortable? I feel bad for them. I'm a restaurant guy, really, and I don't know how they're going to do it.
It's so tough because I have a good friend of mine who owns a restaurant too, and he's one of the few who's actually saying that his business has not dropped off that much because he's in a smaller community that there's not many restaurants. Mm-hmm. But his place only has probably 30 seats to begin with. But he's even saying he's only down 20%. And I said, you got to really count your blessings because there's people there's no chance of them ever reopening at this point.
One of the restaurants I do a lot of business with, good friends of mine, Vincent's Clam Bar, famous in Italy, Little Italy. He has it down to a science. He does a tremendous takeout business to begin with and in-house. And he's doing very well with the takeout. I mean, he does, people line up for cars. They have all these cones set up in the parking lot. And it's like nonstop cars picking up, and the waiters just bring it right out to the car, put it in the trunk, and off they go.
And one of the things that one thing that people should be doing too, and I'm a firm believer in this too, is if you can't, a lot of people are just buying their own food now and cooking at home and getting the delivery service and stuff like that. But buy gift cards to these restaurants.
Yeah, I've done that too because fire departments are not all there. It's volunteer out here in Long Island, so they're not all there in the firehouse. Police, cop, are all in their cars. So when they can, they'll just go in and get it when they can.
Yeah, and plus it helps them. It helps the businesses get some money on the front end too.
You look at a community like Bay Ridge that is so densely populated and everybody on top of each other, so they're going to be kind of like the last to be coming back as well. And the fear is that a lot of these places won't open.
If I lived in Bay Ridge still and stuck in an apartment building, and I'd be terrified. I'd be so miserable. Stuck in a house with nothing to watch. I'm, no sports, but even regular TV is horrible. I get tired of the news. I became a political junkie, but at least I'm in Long Island. I get my car. I go by the water. People are out here. I'm in a big parking lot right now. If it was nice out, this whole parking lot would be full of people, like, squared up and on chairs, like in a circle with their trunks open, with their tailgating almost. And like in a circle. Guy? What's that?
You a big baseball guy?
I'm a huge football, Giants, Yankees, Rangers, not too much basketball.
What do you think of the proposed start for the baseball with the 3 divisions instead of doing the regular?
I'm prepared to go without baseball. At this point, I don't really care. I'm looking forward to football. Even that's going to be kind of weird.
Did you watch the draft?
I live for the draft. I get my our leads. It's with all the scouts and GMs. I mean, it's every breakdown of every player in the country.
I'm a big football guy too. Who's your team?
He's a Giants.
Giants.
Oh, Giants fan. So you're happy with? I thought they did great in the draft.
Yeah, they definitely did. I mean,
they got the steal.
Thomas. I thought it was Wirfs or Wills because they had the Alabama connection. I didn't like Becton, and I was salivating over Simmons. But the O-line he fixed. He got 3 picks on the O-line, and it's a good deal.
Yeah, I like the guy, Thomas. I think he's a ready-to-go guy now. But I think they got the steal of the second round, too. They wound up picking a first-round talent in
McKinney.
The safety.
McKinney from Alabama.
Right.
Yeah, he definitely was scared. They couldn't pass him up at 36. He should have been a first round, and I'm looking forward to seeing him.
Yeah, and they also picked up a corner from UCLA who I saw play. And
Darnay Holmes.
Yeah. He's a good player. I think the kid they got from Connecticut is a little bit of a project, but he's got like massive size.
Matt Pert. Yeah, offensive lineman. Yeah.
Now, what was your problem? Because I'm a Jet fan. Why didn't you like Becton?
I just think he's going to struggle with his weight, and when you're that big, unless he's really, really, really athletic,
he is.
I mean, he ran quick, he ran fast, but
6'7". He's 6'7", 364, ran a 5'3" 40, and can reverse dunk.
I ran a 4'9" 40 in high school, and I was 6'3" and 3 1/4. Just so you guys know,
you were on skates when you did that.
Listen, I'm a fat ninja. I'm telling you, you guys don't realize it, but I'm a fat ninja.
This guy likes to eat. I mean, his mother was a caterer. You know what I mean? I always worry about those guys that can balloon up. I hope not, but we're going to see him. Well, yeah, the Giants had the first pick, so we'll see how they did as far as the old tackles are. They had the first one, so we'll get to see Wirfs and Wills and Becton. I'll get to see because I watch the Jet games. We'll see who got the best of it, but they said that Thomas is NFL ready, so
right, and that's why the thing is he is a guy who. Like you said, you got the first pick there of the offensive tackles. You can't strike out. He's the guy who he's going to be. You're plugging him in for the next 10 years. And also, what it does, it moves Solder down to right tackle, and you can plug this kid at
well, they're going to leave Solder at left tackle now. Thomas is going to right because they lost Remez. And then you won't be able to tell this draft 2-3 years like with any draft. It always takes 2-3 years.
The key with drafts as well. Do you think they start the season on time, or do you think they push it back a month?
Well, depending on how, if this thing rebounds, if it, comes back in the fall like they're saying. I just hope if I'm watching this, no one understands that they pipe in the roar of the crowd because it'll be kind of weird seeing a touchdown without the roar of the crowd,
I give credit to all these TV shows that are doing it without audiences. And then I like to watch Fox 5 News in the morning because that's what I do now. I watch the news all day long. And then once in a while, I leave Wendy Williams on by accident, and she pipes in a fucking laugh track. It drives me insane. Drives me out.
Probably does that when there's a live audience too. I don't know about Lenny Williams, but
oh my
I'm
God.
glad the viewer's home. Joy Behar's looking shaky.
That is true. That is true. So the easiest thing to do is, which I did on GoFundMe. We're going to post the link on the event page on the podcast page on YouTube as well. But the quickest way to actually donate too, if you just go on GoFundMe.com, you can type in Joseph Gannascoli on the top, and it goes right to the GoFundMe itself.
Oh, good. You know, I didn't even know that. I should.
Yeah, if you just type in your name, it goes right in there, and then people can just contribute right to there as well. So that's
perfect,
easy
beautiful
way to do it. We'll also post a link on too. But
any and all donations help. I don't care what it is. Just keeps me going.
Yeah, we have a very loyal fan base, so I'm sure a bunch of them will chime in.
We'll really pump this out. We'll promote this. We're on a bunch of different streaming networks, so we'll absolutely have the word out.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Anytime.
Yeah. Hey, Joe. Since this is a music show, what is your music allegiance? Who do you like? What do you listen to?
I mean, whenever I tried to get into music as a kid, I mean, all my friends did. Went to a few concerts, but I was more of like playing ball. And I love the Woodstock album. I love classic rock. I'm a Led Zeppelin guy. I love Louis Prima. I did like some blues, but not like always had music on in the car. I'd rather listen to sports radio. Now politics. Once in a while, I'll throw on the classic vinyl. But it's mostly I'm a Zeppelin guy, and of course my classic disco because I like the hard rock. But when you were my age, disco era, that's where the hot rods were.
Right. So now you were in Brooklyn. Did you go? Yeah. Was there places like Panache around?
Panache. I haven't heard that. It was, let's see, in the late 70s. Pastels was a little later.
Pastels. Yeah. That was in Bay Ridge.
Yeah, Bay Ridge.
Right. And what was the place in Gravesend? Right where we were talking about.
Oh,
Plaza Suite.
Plaza Suite. That's where Sammy the Bull
correct.
Was shooting there. Correct. Sammy the Bull bought that, and they killed the Albanian owner.
That's right. Did you go to these places?
I went to Plaza Suite. Yeah, I went to Plaza Suite. I went to some after-hour places. We used to go to Wildwood. Yeah, those were the days, man.
How much would it cost me if you dug out that old suit that you wore in the 70s and you wore it right now? What would it cost me to do that?
Yeah, I don't think I would come close to fitting in. Yeah, those were. Listen, if you see my young pictures, I was 175 and playing ball, and I used to get more ass than a toilet seat.
You were actually the inspiration for one of my jokes that I do on stage because I talk about being from New Jersey, and I only do this on the road because this is what actually happens. And they say that, you're from Jersey and you're Italian, you're in the mafia, and I go, no, not every fucking Italian fat guy from New Jersey's in the mafia. And they go, well, why are you wearing the velour jumpsuit? I go, well, because it fucking fits. That's why I'm wearing it. And that's exactly
the way we roll.
Exactly.
And look what he's wearing out here now.
Exactly.
And I wasn't really a jumpsuit guy to fucking make fun of them, but only like recently. I just wear the jacket. I got shorts on, but
I go full velour. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, fuck it.
Exactly. Well, Joe, thank you so much for coming on.
To be joining you guys in that look.
You should. You don't blend. You don't blend with the Italians. You could be the consigliere.
Consigliere. I appreciate you guys having me on. It was good chatting with you, and
thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys. And again, go to GoFundMe.com, type in Joseph Gannascoli. You'll be able to pull up the GoFundMe right away. We'll also have the link on there as well, so you can hit the direct link. And you got anything else you want to plug? Anything that you're working on as far as movie or TV wise?
Well, right before someone emailed about a film. But I get emails. People like to talk, and where's the funding there? I had a few things lined up, but everything came to a halt. So like the rest of the world, we're at a standstill.
Yeah. All right, Joe. Thank you so much for checking in, and we will push this as hard as we possibly can for you.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you. Be safe.
You too.